Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a Tuesday. And in the world of iRacing, it's week one of the news of season 3 of 2020. We're going to do something a little bit different, I think, today. Basically, long story short, I did this race a couple days ago, and I was streaming it. So I streamed qualifying, and I was just waiting to get on the grid, and my computer for around those days had been really bad and just kept crashing. It would crash for no reason, stuff like that. Games would crash and the game thing. Anyways, it crashed hard, and I didn't really have time to get all the streaming software back up and try and get everything reorganized. Because I was running out of time. Like if I was going to race this race, because I'd already qualified for it, I had to just put iRacing on and not worry about the stream, and that's kind of what I did. So I decided, but then I said, all right, I'll save the replay, and I'll come back to it, and we'll stream the replay at least, so we have it. It's gonna say spotter radio check.
Radio check. Spotter radio check.
And so that's kind of what I did. I jumped back into the race. I got in just in time, just before the lights went green. And I started to race. I think I qualified 15th or something like that. And anyways, long story short, got into a few scrapes and bumps and little tussles with other cars. Couple major ones weren't my fault, I don't think. And just got punted a few times, and then all of a sudden my incident rating was going up and up and up and up. And believe it or not, first time ever, after a few months, I got disqualified out of a race with only like a couple minutes left. And but yeah, so not happy about it. I had a D license, and my safety rating was at 3.65 before the race, and it dropped down to like a 341. And I had like a 1223 I rating, and it dropped down to like 1157 or something like that. Just massive. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to replay that race. And then it's week one of season 13. Or season 3, sorry. Week one of season 3. So we're going to look at what series are coming up. We're going to talk about, I'm now kind of moving up a little bit. So the idea is not try and race everything, but they recommend that, they say, like, if you're going to do it, concentrate on maybe one or two race series and just practice those cars, learn them as best you can. So we're going to look through some of the races, some of the series, see what they have for upcoming races, see what, let's be honest, how much some of it might cost me. If I have to I don't want to go to a race series where I have to buy almost every track, right? So as we move up, we'll see where we go from there. So let's get into it. We'll watch the replay. All right, so we are at Tsukuba. We're using the BMW M8s, as you can see in the upper right corner. As I move forward, also with my channel and streaming and stuff like that, I might work again on trying to improve the layout on the screen and maybe my interstitials, stuff like that. I'm trying to make it a little more professional and make it look nice. I have scenes all set up, but they've just started kind of dying off, and I've kind of gotten rid of most of them because it's just kind of gets in the way of things, and just not happy with how it's all panned out with that first set. So I might look at new scenes. I might even upgrade and buy one. The first one I had here was free, so we'll maybe move forward and try and improve the look of the channel. Anyways, let's get into it. I think this is practice or race, I can't remember. Okay, this is the race start. That's right, because obviously the computer shut off. So let's get into it. I am, of course, the blue car right there, which the TV is kind of highlighting. So we'll start off. This is standing start. I think I started 15th or something like that, and apparently the car behind me didn't start. So, oops, let's go into it.
2 litres remaining.
I remember at this point I was just thinking to myself, just stay out of trouble. Try and just stay out of trouble. Try and make sure you get through the first corners without getting clobbered. I look at this moment from my viewpoint, I was like looking at it going, okay, I need to probably take the wide outside and try not to go on the grass, because I was like looking at it. Everybody's going to dive into the first corner. I'm going to try and take the outside line and hopefully survive. So that was my first hit. I can't remember. Not really anybody's fault. I had the outside line. I was right against the grass, and he was just trying to avoid the cars spinning out in front of him. So he had to take a wide line while I was taking the wide line, and we just bumped doors. I think that might have got me a 2-pointer, or maybe even a 1-pointer, 1 or 2-pointer for a collision. Like I said, at this point, I'm just looking for staying out of trouble. Turn down the engine car sounds a little bit. Staying out of trouble and just try and run my line and try and just keep up with the guys in front. I wasn't 100% comfortable in this car, but you know, the idea was just try and run my race. I do like that paint job, though. I've kind of actually, the past couple days, I went through and changed almost all my paint colors, paint car schemes to this one with the kind of shading from blue to black and with the white and the kind of the dark lines. So I'm getting people catching up to me, and I was thinking to myself mostly, okay, if somebody really gets a good run on me, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to let them by. I pushed really wide there. I always seem to just take too much speed into that kind of really tight turn. So I find myself pushing out a lot. You see the two guys behind me are really kind of battling it out. The all-white car got past the multicolored car. Then he pushes wide a little bit. Right now I'm just kind of holding my own, and I'm thinking to myself, he gives me a little shot there. That got me another couple points. And we almost touched there. He's definitely faster, so I'm trying to give him the room. I kind of went a little wide there. So I'm giving him the room, and this is where I get punted big time. I get spun out. That's 4 points. And boom, I got another 2 points, I think, there. Trying to get around. I didn't hit the wall, but I was trying to get out of the way.
All right, Steve. 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
It was only a 15-minute race, obviously. I get back on the track. I might have gotten a point for off track there. Can't remember. And I'm pretty much now, I'm back at the end. I'm at the back of the field. And I said to myself, all right, just try and run really good. Don't, there's nobody really behind me. Just try and run pretty well. And, I do want to make some passes. So if I can, I'll catch up to that guy in front of me in number 17 there, which is my number. But I was number 20 this race. And just try and catch up. And I was a little bit and I slid off on my own recognizance and lightly tapped the wall. Now, if you look at my car doesn't have a lot of damage right now. So, it's not like any of these were massive hits. They were all just little bumps and scrapes. But I did go off there, and I did touch the wall, so I'm pretty sure I got 1 or 2 points for that. 1 for going off and 1 for hitting the wall lightly. Car spins out there. I gain a point, gain a position. And then now I remember telling myself, okay, just find your marks, get comfortable, hit the brakes a little too hard there. Find your marks, get comfortable, try and get back into the flow of things, right? I've got a nice big bubble, which I always talk about. I've got this bubble around me now where I can all right, let's make sure I don't make any mistakes. Pushed a little wide there, but kept it on the track. A little hard on the gas. Right now I'm really trying to find my rhythm. I've kind of lost my flow, and I can see right now that I think I'm a little flustered and a little upset about what's happened so far. At this point, I wasn't really paying attention to how many incident points I had. Really wasn't. Didn't even look up. Didn't even notice. Right now, I'm just trying to concentrate on hitting my marks and just trying to have a race now. Right. If I can gain some points by other cars crashing in front of me, that'll be great. And but yeah, just try and run smooth and run my race. I do like that color. I keep saying it. Every time I look at it, I love that paint scheme. I love that color scheme for this car. And right now, for the middle part of this race, kind of from 5 minutes to 5 minutes in to 5 minutes out, I basically was just running around, not really catching the guys in front of me, but braking a little too hard into certain spots and just trying to find, the proper points and everything like that. Somebody's going into the pits, so I made up another spot there. Now, the game was a little screwed up at this point because I don't know if it's not Jeff, or is it Jeff? The spotter kept telling me, like, on the game it was saying I was at 19 points, that the spotter would be like, you're in P16 or P15, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, trying to figure out what's going on. This is what kind of 13th week madness is all about. Like, these cars are probably a little too big for this track. It's a very small track, and you're putting very powerful cars that could easily, get up into the probably over 150 mile an hour mark. And there's only one real straight where you kind of, this straight here, where you can kind of let the car go loose, or let the car out and let it do its thing. But then you're almost instantly back on the brakes, trying to get it slowed down for that corner there. But there's a lot of downforce, so you run through that last corner, you run through it in fourth, you back up through fifth, brake here, down to second, try and take it, the turn nice and tight, let it slide out. See, I didn't take enough speed through there. Then you got this quick little left-right combo, then hard on the brakes, back down to second, really tight, but except there because I pushed too hard and I had too much speed. Get back on the gas, slow it down a little bit, let it coast through that right-hander. This sweeper's pretty much almost full out. You might just lightly lift off the gas, heavy brakes, back down to second, get it turned in nice and tight.
5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Get it turned in nice and tight, and then just the long straight for Tsukuba, and just push and push and push. Get it up, probably up to fifth, and then you're quickly just going to light brakes, get it down to fourth, let fourth, coast it through the corner, and kind of back on the accelerator, and you're back onto the front straight, across the start finish, and that's a lap of Tsukuba. That's basically what was going on right now. So we're just kind of cruising around. We're kind of catching the guys in front of me, and the guy behind me is catching me. So I saw him coming, so I was saying to myself, I'll probably just, let him by. I think the leader's catching too. I think the leader might be that orange and red, is it red and yellow car that's in the background? All right, there's only 5 minutes left, so we're probably talking about maybe 6 laps to go. Right now, I'm just kind of holding my own, so all of a sudden, then with 5 minutes to go, it gets really kind of crazy and out of control. He kind of caught me off guard there. I didn't try and cut him off, but he got a really good run out of the last turn. So now I'm like, all right, I'm just going to when you get close enough, I'm going to let you go by. He hits me, spins off. Now, go back a little bit, actually. Now, I pushed wide in this corner because I took way too much speed. But at the same time, so I pushed wide and he was taking advantage of it, which was fine. That's totally his right. But he's going too fast. And you can see he's pushing out when we touch. And I was against, I'm against the rumble strip. So I'm against the curb. So it's not like I moved in to take him or anything like that or try and block him. He just pushed out too because he was going too fast and he spun out. That was probably another 2 or 4 points there. At this point, I'm still not thinking that I've got a lot of points, but it's going to start catching up soon. Felt bad for that. It wasn't really my fault, but I still felt bad. Like I saw the guy was faster, and I would have let him go by if he had kept the corner tight there. Now I know at this point I'm pretty much frazzled. Like my mind is not. I'm not in the race. My mind is everything like else. Now one of those 2 cars behind me is the leader. It might be the orange and yellow car. I'll have to check a little bit later. And so, very shortly, I'm going to start getting blue flags. And I'll get lapped. A couple times I was finding troubles finding not my braking points necessarily, but the proper amount of braking. I didn't find I wasn't comfortable with. I was either braking too much or too little. It seemed like most times. So it's not that my braking points were bad. It was just I couldn't find the right modulation for what I needed to do. This was probably the leader there, so I let him go.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes to go. Basically 3 laps. That was the leader, I'm pretty sure now that I'm thinking about it. So now I'm thinking to myself, all right, the other guys are catching. The guy behind me, 2nd and 3rd there, I think. And I wanted to, don't want to keep them held up if they catch me. But at the same time, there's a car off, so I gained another spot there. I think that was the guy that took me out before. Although I think there might have been 2 or 3 cars with that paint job on it. So now I'm just trying to survive. And I realize they're coming. Right, so I think I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'm going to try and get to the straight without holding them up, and then I'm just going to get out of the way and let them race. Because I don't want to hold up the leaders. There's only 2 laps to go. They're fighting for each other. I think you'll see at this point where the guy behind me is going to flash his headlights to say, hey, I'm coming. He's coming now, yeah. So he's definitely got more speed than me. I'm pretty sure that's guy at 2nd place. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's coming. I got to get out of the way. I think this time I actually intentionally kind of got out of the way and just let off the gas. And all right, you go. Now I got on the grass there, so that might have been another 1x for for getting on the grass off track. So then, that was probably another 1x I didn't even think about because I was slow going. It wasn't like obvious that I was trying to get out of the way. Got more guys coming, so I get on the right hand side and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let you guys through. Actually, no, I'm not. I got back. Okay, now I'm getting flashed by these guys. So I'm like, all right, I see ya. They're kind of racing each other. I'm gonna get in tight, push hard out of the corner, but then really take it tight and just get out of the way. And it was like, all right, you guys can go. Then I'm back on the gas, back in the line. I think that was a total fair move. Just make it nice. And then I, of course, brake way too late, and I push wide, and I hit the wall again. So that's another 1x, maybe 2x. Now, I'm starting to look around. I'm thinking to myself, oh, God, I might have a lot of incident points here. And I think I quickly went through my black box on the game and probably realized, hey, oh, crap, I've got 16x. right? I've probably got 16x at this moment, and a 17x is a disqualification. So now I'm just like, I'm like really flustered. I'm like, I can't get any more crashes. That guy was I was getting blue flag for that guy, so I just let him by. Now I'm just kind of like, okay, there's only like a minute and a half left here. There's only a minute and a half. Like, I just got to get out of this race, right? Get out of it with 16x, and it's been a complete cluster, but that's fine. If I get through the 16x, with 60x, it is what it is, and thing. Now, and then I'm looking behind me, and I see that this guy has no front end anymore. So he's been taking some hits, and he's had a pretty good smash up somewhere. But he basically has, like no front end, and he's racing. And he is actually on the lead lap still, so I'm a back marker. And I'm just thinking to myself, all right, I'll just have to keep racing and whatever. And get to where I need to get to. We're almost there. It's going to be, I'm like just waiting for the white flag, right? We're almost out of time. I'm kind of in a bubble holding my own. I'm feeling pretty good. And yeah, I look at it. I've got 16x, so it's really on my mind now. Like 16x. One more off track, one more anything. So I got to be smooth and I got to be smart and not push some of these quarters. Probably 2 laps to go when I cross the start finish here. That's how much time was left. There really was no time left on this. Taking my time. I don't want to go wide here. Dude is coming. And I see him coming. And I'm like, all right, I'm letting you by. So I go really wide. And I'm still really wide. He spins me out. And I am disqualified. And there I go. And that was it. I was trying to be nice to the guy. I was trying to be nice and just hold on. And just try and finish the race without any more incidents. And I was going to let him by. I was just like, all right, you're pushing hard. I'm going to let you by right here. The Sky Sport. Is it Sky Sports guy? It looks like Sky Sports. Card number 10. I'm pushed wide. And I'm very wide here. And all he had to do was keep to the inside of the track, and he would have been perfectly fine, except he spun me out. So, what does that mean? Well, I am here. Car 10 was Benjamin Langstead, and he spun me out. He finished up 9th. So, I had a lot of it. So, we're going to quit out of this, and we'll go take a look at the results. It was the last race I ran, so should be up here. Search now. Oh, season 3. Sorry, I need to find season 2. Search. BMWs. So we'll look into it. We were second split. And here we go. So I ended up 24th out of 26. I was disqualified, and 2 other guys were disqualified as well. 54.2 was the fastest lap. A lot of guys were at 54. Some of the guys at the back were 55s. I was a 55.9. That was my best lap. Lost 77 iRating points down to 1164. Lost 20.22 safety rating, so I'm still a Class D 349. Now, this is Season 13. So I'm thinking to myself, next week when Season 3 starts, I should be moved up to a C license. But anyways, like I said, it was just, for whatever reason, I couldn't just get anything going. And, got a ton of points and crashed out, right? It is what it is. It was my first disqualification. I'll live with it. But, so let's move on and see where we're at. Well, right off the bat, I logged in today. And if you look up here at the top, you'll see that, yes, because it's week 3. It's Season 3, week 1. It's Season 3, week 1. I have been promoted to a C class license on road with a 249 safety rating and 1164 I rating. Or safety rating, 249 safety rating. So what does that mean? well, that means I've moved up, and there's a whole bunch of new series for me. Now, before this, I was thinking about where I was going to move forward to. I was thinking about staying with the BMW the 12.0s, and I was also I had also signed up for that Porsche Cup series, which I can't even find anymore. So that was up there too. So, anyways, MPR minus means they're lower classes of races than what my license is. So I have a C license rating. So let's start looking at some of the new stuff. That's Oval Menards Race Series. I might even think about that. I have to get a lot of things. So, but now this is new. Advanced Mazda Cup. The Fanatec GT Challenge. Grand Prix Legends Circuit. Class C. The IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge, which is Porsche 17 Caymans, BMW M4s, and Audi RS3s. The IMSA Sports Car Championship with all those cars, which might be an interesting series to race. The Indy Pro 2000 Championship, Class C, and I think that's like the Indy Lights. Then the official IndyCar iRacing Series with the Dallaras, which might be interesting. iRacing Endurance Series, Porsche, BMW M8s, Mercedes, right? That looks like it'd probably be long races. SimCube F3, Dallara F3s, the F3 Championship. The Camel GT Championship, so Nissan GTP and Audi 90 GTO cars. Got the Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge. The Porsche iRacing Cup, that's actually, there is that series that I was racing, that I was thinking about racing. Now it's a C Series race. Got the Radical Racing C Challenge C. So that's C cars with the Radical cars. Supercars series. This might be interesting because that's the Aussies with the Holden Commodore and the Ford Mustang GTs. So it might be fun to race all the Aussie tracks. You got the Supercar series with the Australian server only, so it's the same series, but then it's just for guys who got a really good Australian internet connection. And then the VRS GT Endurance series with McLarens, BMWs, Ford GTs, Audis, and Ferraris. So there's tons of new series here to work with. So I'm going to have to try and decide. I might decide to be like 1 or 2 series, maybe 3. I might do some other stuff, but for the most part, I got to kind of decide what I'm going to do. And I got to make sure that I think. So I might do the Global Mazdas because it's, they're slow cars and it's the Mazda Miata basically. And I love doing. I'm an open wheel fan, so I'm probably going to think about doing an open wheel series. I think going right to the iRacing series might be a little bit crazy, so maybe I do something like this, right? The Indy Pro 2000. That'll be the Indy Lights. Let's take a look at what the race series looks like. Because like I said, the other part of this is that if I'm going to agree to a series, excuse me, if I agree to a series, I got to find out how many tracks I'm going to have to buy and stuff like that. So, 13-week series starts with Watkins Glen with the boot, which I have, Road America, which I don't, Phoenix, which I don't think I have, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, I don't have, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, which I don't have, Sebring I don't have, Spa I don't think I have, or maybe I do. Worldwide Technology Raceway. Oh, St. Louis Oval. I don't have that. Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. I don't have. Suzuka. I don't have. Lucas Oil Raceway. Indianapolis Raceway Park. I think that is. I don't have. Laguna Seca. I do have. And the Nürburgring. I'm pretty sure. Is it the Nordschleife? Might be part of the Nordschleife, which of course I don't have. That might be something to race. I'll have to maybe try some of these cars out. I have to buy the car, of course, and then I'll have to buy most of the tracks. And the reality sets in. It's next week. I could probably get the first 2 races in, but then these 2 or 3 races probably I'm going to miss because I'm going to be working, and I don't really have anything to race with unless I decide I'm going to bring all my gear with me, and that would just be ridiculous. But yeah, so that might be an option. Let's take a look at the Mazda Advanced Mazda Cup series. Road Atlanta, I gotta buy. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Road America, I gotta buy. Lime Rock Park, I have. Barber Motorsports Park, I'll have to buy. Suzuka, I'll have to buy. Nürburgring, I'll have to buy. Brands Hatch, I'll have to buy. Imola, I'll have to buy. Watkins Glen, I should have. Sebring International, I'll have to buy. Monza, I'll have to buy. And Road America. But that might be a fun little race. I might have to buy the car too. No, I got the car because it's already got my paint job on it. So that might be a track I'll have to work on too. A series that might be fun to do. What else do we got? Let's take a look at the IndyCar iRacing series. This is the full IndyCar series. No sessions available. Huh. Schedule. I want to take a look at the schedule for the next 13 weeks. Circuit the Americas, I'll have to buy. Indianapolis, I'll have to buy, but then I'll have it for both. Now, here's $1 million question. I only have a D license in ovals. Do I have to get the C license oval to run this race or run this race? Anything that's an oval track on this series, I wonder if I have to get the license to race it. That might be a good question. So the cool thing is in the Indy series, if I buy the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as a track, I'll have 4 of the races covered. That might be something down the road. I don't think I want to do that just yet because probably the cars are way too fast for my talent level. The Porsche iRacing Cup was the other series I was curious about. Imola, I'll have to buy. Le Mans, I'll have to buy. Sebring, I'll have to buy. Nürburgring, I'll have to buy. Detroit Grand Prix, I'm pretty sure that's Detroit. Yep, I've already bought that, so Detroit's in there. Silverstone, I'd have to buy. Zandvoort, I'd have to buy. Road Atlanta, and basically buy. Mount Panorama, interesting. The Mount Panorama, racing up the Australian mountain. Circuit de Spa, basically, I'd have to buy, and Okayama I have. So that might be a little bit interesting too. SimLab Production Car Challenge, Skip Barber Race. Ooh, Skip Barber, I think is down below me now. But you know, if you're being honest with yourself and it was a real life, if this was real life kind of thing, you'd probably start in the Skip Barber. And then if I did fairly decent, I'd probably move up to the IndyCar Indy Lights series, and then maybe do Indy series, so three seasons. So I wouldn't be getting into IndyCars until next year in January. It's below my MPR, but maybe it's something I should think about. Summit Point, I have. The Spa, I don't think I have, or maybe I do. I might actually have Spa now. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, that's just outside Toronto. It's Mosport. So I'll have to work on, probably have to buy that. Circuit Park Zandvoort, I'd have to buy. VIR, North Course, I'd have to buy. Oh, no, I think I have. No, I don't. WeatherTech Laguna Raceway, Laguna Seca, I do have. Donington, I don't have. Nürburgring, I have to buy. Phillip Island, is it a track in Australia? I'd have to buy. Zolder, I'd have to buy. Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, I'd have to buy. The Detroit Grand Prix, I've already bought. And Zandvoort again. So you pay for that. That might not be a bad little series to race, but I mean, those cars are very hard to drive. I know that from watching other guys do it. Excuse me. So that might be something, but I am definitely an open wheel fan more than anything else, so it'll definitely be thinking about that. Now the other part of it is I want to improve my oval course. I'd like my oval license. I'd like to get up to a C license as well. So I'll have to look into that and see what I need to race. I have to race C class. I'd have to race D class and ovals. So let's see. So let's go to ovals only and buy D class. I don't know if there is. Okay, so basically it's telling me blah, blah, blah. C class, no, D class. Okay, the D-Class series. So, that's dirt oval. I'd have to do probably the NASCAR iRacing International Series, the NASCAR Late Model Series, or the NASCAR Modifieds. And so I'll have to probably race one. This year I'll probably have to race one of those cars, or maybe two of those series. Let me go back to this. It's so much easier. If I want to do just the ovals, let's see. So this is what I have for ovals. Now I need to run at least D license. So the Menard series might be an idea. That's ARCA. It's the ARCA series, but it might be better just to keep running some of these smaller tracks and smaller cars. They're like the 5/8 ovals, very small ovals and stuff like that. So I have my choice between basically these two or these three. So if I run maybe one or two of those series, then hopefully I can get my safety rating up to, if I get it above 3 by the start of the next season, season 4, I'll move up to a C license. So I'll have to decide what I'm going to do for one of these. That might be an idea. I have to buy the car here. I'll have to buy the car here. I think actually of all three series, I have to buy the cars. So yeah, I have to definitely buy the Chevrolet Impala. And South Boston, I probably have. Do I have to buy South Boston? No, I don't. I don't have to buy South Boston, which is nice. So let's take a look at. See, ARCA will be a lot of small tracks, but it'll also be some of the bigger tracks, and ARCA can run on Daytona. I don't know if that might be the best idea, but we'll see. Doing maybe the late models and stuff like that might be a little bit better idea. So let's see what we got here. South Boston. Is that North Wilkesboro? Yeah, that's North Wilkesboro, which is a track they just got in there. So I have South Boston. I'd have to buy North Wilkesboro. I have to buy Irwindale, I think. I'm pretty sure I have to buy whatever this is, 5 Flags. Or I might have 5 Flags. Can't remember. Langley, I don't think I have to buy. South National. Martinsville, I'd have to buy. Concord, I'd have to buy, I think. Lanier, I don't. New Smyrna, I have to buy. Myrtle Beach, USA, I don't have to buy. And North Wilkesboro, I bought it before. So, whatever I'm doing here for the next season, season 3, I will have to buy some cars and tracks if I'm going to try and actually compete in a series instead of just running whatever, bring your helmet and run what you brought. So, we'll look into it. But anyways, we're probably already getting into 40 minutes. I got some decisions to make, and I'll probably come back and start the new season. And like I said, I'll aim for 2 series in oval, D-class oval, and 2 series in C-class road courses. And that'll be my season for season 3. Got 13 weeks to get through it. And I'm going to miss a few races, but that's all right. But then we'll go from there, and we'll see what we're doing. But anyways, for now, what's going on here? Why is nothing working? Anyways, stream screwed up. I don't even think you can hear me right now because there's no sound coming out of anything. Okay, webcam. Or maybe it is. Oh, no, it still is. Okay, we're fine. I just had some issues here for a second. Anyways, yeah, everything still works. I thought I lost all my audio, but it looks like we're okay. So anyways, we're going to get out of here for now. We're a C license in the road. We're a D license in the oval. And let's try and take this series and improve both of them by the end of the series. All right? That's the goal. And we'll just start racing the new series and go from there. I'm going to probably take 4 series, concentrate on 4 series, move up to a C license in oval, and get a little bit better feel for C license and hopefully improve my C license and my I rating especially. I want to improve my I rating on the road courses. But yeah, we'll go from there. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
bis heute Morgen fahren.